The adjoining pie chart gives the expenditure on various items during a month for a family. The numbers around the pie chart tell us the angle made by each sector at the center. Using the pie chart, answer the following questions. Before going through the questions, let us have a look at the pie chart. Expenditure on various items. In this pie chart, there are 4 sectors. This sector represents expenditure on food and the angle of the sector is 120 degrees. This sector represents expenditure on education and the angle of the sector is 60 degrees. This sector represents expenditure on rent and the angle of the sector is 90 degrees. This sector represents expenditure on others and the angle of the sector is 90 degrees. Now, first question. On which item is the expenditure minimum? Angle made by the sector which is representing education is 60 degrees and it is the smallest. So, expenditure on education is minimum. Next question. On which item is the expenditure maximum? Angle made by the sector which is representing food is 120 degrees and it is the biggest. So, expenditure on food is maximum. Next question. If the monthly income of the family is rupees 9,000, what is the expenditure on rent? What is the expenditure on education? Monthly income is rupees 9,000. Expenditure on rent. To find the expenditure on rent, angle of the sector representing expenditure on rent is 90 degrees. So, expenditure on rent is equal to angle of the sector by 360 degrees into monthly income. Substitute the values of angle of the sector and monthly income in this formula to find expenditure on rent. That is equal to 90 degrees by 360 degrees into 9,000. When simplified, we get rupees 2,250. So, expenditure on rent is rupees 2,250. Next one, expenditure on education. Angle of the sector representing education is 60 degrees. So, to find the expenditure on education, we have to use the formula angle of the sector by 360 degrees into monthly income. Angle of the sector is 60 degrees, monthly income is rupees 9,000. Substitute these values in this formula to find expenditure on education. That is equal to 60 degrees by 360 degrees into rupees 9,000. When simplified, we get rupees 1,500. So, expenditure on education is rupees 1,500.